I'm Imran from Delhi Dekonto. As I understand that you have arrived Bangladesh, one of the advanced team have arrived Bangladesh earlier, and you have interacted with the different political parties. So may I know what kind of issues they have raised about the election, how confident they are about the election process, and is there any uncertainty of holding the election on February 12th? Thank you.
Do you want to gather three of them?
Yes, we gather three. The gentleman here in the second row, please.
Excellency, my name is Panthur Rahman. I work for a television channel, Channel I. My question is, how does your team will assess the independence, as you said, and capacity of the Election Commission of Bangladesh during the election period? Thank you.
The third question we take from the lady all the way on the other end.
Excellency, my name is Isha Jahan Urmi. I work for DVC News. If I ask you just one main challenge for this election, what you think? What the main challenge? One challenge, if I ask.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for all the three extremely relevant questions. The first one, what issues have been raised by the political parties? I mean, of course, we have discussed all the context where this election is taking place, but as I look at the political parties I have met, and there are just a few of them, this is a process. We are continuing tomorrow, and also after that, what really positively makes an impact on me is that they are very expressly devoted to really having a credible and participatory election, which to my mind is really good. As for the later process, of course, we are going to observe how it's going to evolve. And of course, we should also take into account that since 2008, no credible and competitive elections have taken place in Bangladesh, which means that many things have to be, if you want, reintroduced and re-debated. As for the Central Electoral Committee, the initial impression is that we value their transparency and their openness, also in working with us. As for the later work we have just started, we will pay our attention to both legal aspects that are very important for us, how the law is being followed, but nevertheless, in that sense, this is what we are here to observe, the impartiality also of the authorities, including, of course, the Central Electoral Commission. As for the one main aspect, I have to say, and one main issue, this is, as in many countries, including my own and other European countries, the central issue is to gain the trust and confidence of the citizens. This is, to my mind, really the most important thing that this whole process should be devoted to. And in that sense, we think that our mission's contribution should be of some value, because we are really here to support this really historic elections.
We have a question here in the third row at the corner.
Sir, this is Mishu. I work for Jamuna TV. It's a 24/7 news channel. My question is about how do you have assessed the law and order situation right now here in Bangladesh, and what about level playing field? Most of the political parties claimed that they don't get the level playing field. So what's your assessment so far?
The next question, this gentleman on this side.
Hi, it's Tanzim Anwar. Yeah. Yes, it's Tanzim Anwar. I work for our state-owned news agency. I'd like to ask you two questions. What's your observation? Do you think that the election commission is working totally independently? And my second question is, what's your observation? The current situation of Bangladesh is conducive for a free and fair election.
Okay.
The third question is a lady in, yes, exactly, the one raising the hand. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nafizuddollah from Independent Television. Transparency International Bangladesh is an organization in Bangladesh who work in corruption transparency. They already raised the questions that why Bangladesh government spend money on European Union Election Observation Commission. They don't have enough budget. They asked about that question. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you again. As for the law and order situation, we all know that this has been an issue in many countries, including Bangladesh, and we are also paying attention to that. And as for my first impression with talking to Bangladesh authorities is that they are aware of the risks, and what is the most tricky thing in this situation is really to keep the balance. On the one hand, to really have effective law enforcement agencies in place. On the other hand, of course, protecting also the free expression, free right of association. And in that sense, this is what we are going also to pay attention to, how this balance is being kept. As for the level playing field, this is again an issue we are going to pay attention to in many aspects. This is, for example, we are monitoring the access to media, which is an issue in many countries, how much each and every candidate gets an access to the relevant media. This is also some other aspects of the level playing field, including, for example, the registration of candidates. We know that the appeal process is still going on. This is what we are going to observe. As for the question about the Central Electoral Committee, again, our first impression is openness and transparency. As for their further work, I think for us it's a little bit too early to make any conclusive statement on this. As for, your second question, I think that that is why we are sending this. The EU is sending the electoral observation mission to Bangladesh. Is that I think that the perception is that Bangladesh is capable of having really credible participatory elections in order to move forward as a democratic country. And here I move to the last question about the European taxpayers' money being spent on this electoral observation, which is absolutely credible question. Why do we do that? You all know that the world is in a rather turbulent state right now. And the EU needs its partners in many ways, and Bangladesh has been and hopefully will be an important partner in many ways, including investment, trade, combating climate change. And as for let me just emphasize that we are not receiving any funding from the Bangladeshi taxpayers. This is a European self-funded issue. And well, just to get back to that issue on the taxpayers' money. Well, in order to have those partners, we have to have a permanent link with democratic, rule of law-based countries, with our predictable partners in cooperation, in investment, in trade, and in some other issues that are at the center of our cooperation. And that's why this is a tradition. As I said at the very beginning, we are sending approximately up to 10 electoral observation missions a year to our partners all over the world. Thank you.
The question here, second row on the, thank you.
It is Shahidul Islam Chaudhry. I work for Deshopantar. It's a Bengali language daily. After the announcement of the election schedule, the district administration and the police administrations are technically under the election commission. but these two institutions are capable of manipulating the election and the election process and the electoral results, and had earned bad name in last few elections, especially the 2018 election. So, what is your initial impression about the intention or capacity of the district and Upazila election administration and the police administration as a whole? Thank you.
Well, of course, we will take into account the historical context when these elections are taking place, also in terms of this transition since the July uprising up until the very election day, which has been a very turbulent time. We have been analyzing the legal framework. We have been also talking to the authorities about this issue. But again, for me, it's a little too early to give any impressions because, for example, if you're talking about the regions, I haven't been outside Dhaka for these days because I have been meeting people only here. But let me emphasize once again, this is an important question because we know that this is not a, very regular situation in the Bangladeshi history because of the previous period and then July uprising and then the transition process. Yep.
Then we had a question on this side, the gentleman with the shawl. No, in front of you, Thank you.
My name is Sifat Kabir and I work for Deshkal News. In short, it's DN. My question is, since your arrival in Dhaka, you have met several politicians, government officials, I believe. So what's your primary assessment on the ground level before the election? What do you think, your primary assessment?
Well, I'm taking apparently them one by one. So
the gentleman in the blue jacket, please.
Thank you. My name is Moshad Hasib. I work for Channel 24. So, how do you see the deep fake issues on social media and how these issues will be used in this election? And what are your capacities in terms of sorting these digital propaganda issues? That's my first question. The second part of the question, is there any concern on the pre and post-election violence in the upcoming one?
And then let's take the third question, the gentleman in the third row, second chair. Yes.
Thank you. This is Mustafiz. I work for New Age. It's English Language Daily. You have mentioned that your expectation is election will be inclusive and participatory. Would you explain the term inclusive election or participatory election? What do you mean by it? Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes. First of all, again, as for the initial assessment is meeting the political parties is, again, I have just met two of them and this process is still ongoing. But the first positive thing I have to mention is that they are really devoted to having a credible election without any also violent upheavals. As for the social media, first of all about our capacities. We have a special social media monitoring unit which will be working on this. As for whether there are any solutions or recipes from our side, there are not, because coming from the EU, you might know that the EU itself has quite a big issue with this legislation. How do you deal with big platforms with issues like hate speech, with issues like harassment, like issues of extensive use of artificial intelligence? I think that hopefully at the end of the day we will arrive to some kind of a global regulation for those platforms. But as for now, I think that the only way is to first of all to talk to them and to engage them in order to limit the potential malign impact. And on the other hand, also promoting those groups, fact-checking groups, and journalism that is supporting quality information for our citizens before the elections. As for pre or post-election violence, this has been, of course, an issue when talking with my local interlocutors. We know that this is, well, a problem in many ways, but I still hope and I still expect that the Bangladeshi authorities have a resource to address that, and also that the main stakeholders in this elections are understanding the seriousness of this issue, because as it was said, one life lost is one life too many lost. And as for the inclusive participatory, this is an important issue. I think that inclusive means, from our perspective, first of all, inclusion of all social groups of Bangladeshi citizens.